What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 Clash 2024 series. We are here for a very action-packed episode here as we get set then for episode number 19. If you guys didn't miss the previous episode, episode number 18, definitely be sure to go check it out before you see this one as he debuted a new driver, Carlos Sainz, onto the team, and he was an instant impact for us. But like I said, this is going to be a very action-packed episode. In fact, we have 4 races here to contend with, but unfortunately, unlike the other ones, we are going to be doing a bit of a more highlight reel pack. It is still a long video, as you can probably see by the video length, 16 minutes, but we're going to be pointing out the more important parts of each race rather than trying to mindlessly drag about each race. You saw here in the first race here, Sainz and Russell. So this is a different lineup as well. So this time we're using Sainz and Russell for our benefit. Lights out and away we go here. This time we are again at Brazil. We're starting Sainz on the hard tires, and the goal here was to try to do a one-stop once again here. But with Sainz, and then Russell, of course, will be on the 2-stop here, like the previous race last time around, where we did obviously end off with Piastri pulling off the 1-stop and Sainz pulling off the 2-stop there. But unfortunately, in this race, I did not really encounter that very well, because you will see in a second here, as we pull on to lap number 2 here, of course, Russell will be pitting on the next lap then, but Sainz unfortunately did not have enough tire management to pull this off, and he got overtaken by one of our rival who was on the soft tires very efficiently here. And so despite the fact that we tried to pull this off, you can see he crossed the pit lane with 56% tires, so it would have been very unrealistic to try to pull off a one-stop with him. It could have been possible, and looking back on it, we maybe could have probably pulled it off. He would have just run out of tires probably on the main straight, but given the fact that his time measurement was not that high, I thought it would have been higher, considering the fact that I think his stat at his level compared to our Piastri at that level they are the same. I think they were the same, if not Sainz was slightly better. So I gave Sainz the self-control boost instead of the downforce boost. And in hindsight, we probably should have given him the downforce boost to ensure that he made 5 laps on those hard tires, because you can see right now he is struggling on the hard tires, and he's definitely not going to be able to make a one-stop work at this rate, considering the fact that we are pushing him right now. So I had to convert him to a 2-stop. Then Russell is on the medium tires for a bit of extra pushing then, unlike the previous time where Sainz could pull off easily 3 laps on the softs there, despite the fact he had to do quite a bit of conserving. But it's just not the same than with these hard tires there, as he was struggling quite a bit. So we are forced then to stick onto a 2-stop here. Russell's making it look interesting though. He made a nice move there up into P16 as one of our rivals is into the pits as well, but the lead is shifting back and forth, and I think our rival, he honestly had the better pace throughout this entire race, unfortunately. So it was a bit unfortunate to see how this was ending up. You can see right now we are leading this, but we are going to be quickly flipping over then to where Sainz is going to be pitting, and it's kind of where everything unravels there, as Russell pit from lap 6 onto a set of soft tires, and like I said, we had to commit to a 2-stop then with Sainz. So a bit unfortunate, but we had to do it, otherwise we would have sacrificed a lot of extra points and really not put ourselves in contention then for the win of this race. You can see our rival it's all over the place. You have one of us leading, you have one of them sandwiched in between the other rivals, but the problem is the lead rival he's already completed all his pit stops, so he didn't need to do any more. And the other rival, the one that was further behind, he didn't really have that many positions to make up. So by the time Sainz came into the pits then and was already out, I mean, it didn't really matter. The rival had the lead once again then, so you'll see that in just a second here as we make our way onto the second part of this race. Russell's trying to hunt them down, unfortunately, but it was just not going to work, considering the fact that Russell's, of course, on the soft tires as well. If he was on the medium tires, he maybe could have had a bit more of a buffer to push. You can also see that the rival actually had a huge amount of boost for him, so it didn't work. It just ended up not working, and we actually ended up conserving a little bit with Russell just to make sure he made it to the end. As we make our way onto the final lap, and you can see the lead has now changed as one of the rivals has made his way through the field, and this is what I meant. The guy behind was a bit of a problem, because although he was on the soft tires and needed to make another pit stop, he had so many easy guys to make his way through. So coming across the line, this is going to be a very unfortunate P. It's going to be a fortunate loss for us, even though we had won the previous. We had won the previous 7 races actually. Well, going back to episode 15, of course, but we had run very, very nice races, but unfortunately it's one of those tough races where you have to take the L for now here, so that's going to cause us a bit of a setback at the moment, but we are on then immediately to the next race then, so we'll see how this one ends up compared to the last one, and well, it's not going to be a very easy matchup, 543 to 521 for Neville. We'll see how it ends up. If it is a bot, it's obviously very easy, but we are at China once again here at the Shanghai International Circuit, so maybe this is a chance for potentially some redemption here. It is a sunny qualifying, so much different compared to the last couple times we've been here. The qualifying looked decent at the moment, and it actually did not end up that bad, as Piastri and Sainz, going back to All Reliable, have qualified 16th and 17th respectively here, using Cuppa for Piastri to make sure he gets a great start, and he does so successfully. Sainz is on the Tulip boost here, just to make sure we can boost up a couple of his other stats here, and well, right off the rip, it was a great start for us, and well, actually, like a couple episodes ago, it is raining at the start, but then it's going to be sunny at the end. So, but this time around, of course, it is raining for a lot less in comparison to last time around. So, we may actually have to end up really committing to a potential 1 stop here, potentially, or 2 stops, depending on how quickly the rain comes, or sorry, how quickly the rain passes. And you can clearly see on lap 3 here, we had to resort then to a 2 stop here, lap 3 onto lap 4, and in hindsight, again, we probably could have pulled off a lap 2-2, a 2-2 strategy where we could have really pushed these wet tires to the limit, because now you can see, again, coming out of the pit lane, it is pure sunny again, so we kind of screwed ourselves over again with 4 laps here already done. We need to make another pit stop, and the track is drying up very, very quickly, so we are going to have to, well, go right back into the pits. The pit is going to be very disappointed in us. But we're going to have to come back right into the pits. We're swapping onto the medium tires here to ensure that we can carry us to the end there, as Piastri and Sainz are confirmed for the medium tires. These guys are spread out far enough to the point we don't need to really work on... we don't have to worry about trying to double stack them too much here, as Sainz has made his way into the pit lane already, then making his way onto the medium tires to take him to the end of the Grand Prix here. 26% as he exits the pit lane here, and you can see it is drying extremely quickly now. 19%, 18% as Piastri finishes his pit stop and comes out of the pit lane. You can see our rival is still on the wet tires for some reason, so he's going to be extremely slow. So we have absolutely finesses here. Sainz gets held up a little bit here. We're trying to get him a move on, and then he does so successfully with Sainz up into P. And look at Piastri absolutely flying his way through the pack. This is what being on the right tire does to you here, as these slick tires are proving beautiful. Sainz in P10, Piastri in P14, and so we have absolutely finessed here, and it was a very, very easy win for us in the end. P2 for Sainz, P6 for Piastri here, and that was a very solid result to take a very, very dominant victory. A great bounce back performance considering the fact that we lost last time around in a very disappointing fashion. But just waiting for our rival to finish. Our rival actually ended up doing a 1-stop strategy onto the slope. Not 1 stop, I guess, but he immediately swapped over to the softs there as he pitted on the end of that lap. We got a standard crate, very basic crate for that effort. But now we're coming on to our third race, which is a very easy, actually I wouldn't say easy, but a very even race actually. We're back in Canada once again. Happy hunting grounds. We have been perfect, I think, so far in this series. So can we make it perfect once again here? It's going to be another qualifying at the Canadian Grand Prix here. A bit of a lag spike there, but managing to hold it off for now. And it was a good qualifying from both drivers here. Piastri and Sainz there, qualifying very nicely ahead of both of our rivals there. Our rival was using Magnussen and Hamilton here. Piastri got a slow start, but Sainz got a great start there. So we're hoping that Sainz can keep this up through this sequence here. And now looking his way into the first sector, he's looking very, very good at the moment there. P8, then Piastri in P14 here. And as you can see, it is going to be raining once again, but converting over to just cloudiness. So we've had a lot of these races where It has started off wet and has become dry, but we're going to have to force to, again, go onto the wet tires once again here for another stint until we can go back onto the dry tires here. Piastri comes out in P14 then with Sainz in P7 using the cinematic camera once again to get some nice shots of the drivers here. But the rain is almost ending here. It's going to be cloudy once again here, I think, or maybe that's just rain in the end, but we'll have to see here as Sainz makes his way into the hairpin then. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the rain has officially stopped. It is now officially cloudy, so we can stretch this to 2 laps if we absolutely need, and we are going to do that because lap 6 then is the perfect time for us to swap onto the soft tires. Unlike in China, it actually took a lot longer to dry compared to this race, partly because it was a lot hotter in Shanghai and also it was sunny, so the sun really helped evaporate that water off the track. Because you can see right now, pulling out of the pit lane, it's 32% only, and it's been 2.5 laps since the rain had stopped, so it has taken a while for the Canadian skies to evaporate the water, but we are back on it once again, and well, we are looking in a very good position right now. Piastri trying to make a move here, but unfailing to do so here as somebody starts the final lap. We're going to be starting our own final lap here in a couple moments time with Carlos Sainz as he's making his way down the main straight here and into the first corner. Piastri is looking decent here. He's looking to try to make a couple moves here as he starts his final lap then. But besides those strategies, it was a very basic race once again. It was another victory for us. So very, very solid from the team then once again. And Piastri will make his way through the field up into P12 here with Sainz following suit. He will come home then in P6 here. Alonso is just ahead of him, man. I wonder if he's struggling a little bit there because Sainz is looking very, very hungry at the moment here. Piastri's in P11. Now I think a lot of these guys are starting to run out of tires here as Sainz will come across the line in P6 and Piastri will come across the line in P11. So very good result then from both of these guys. So thanks for that. And that is a second win for us in 3 races in this episode, waiting for our rival to finish their race there very nicely. And that is a confirmed screen that we have beat our rival. We got a standard crate out of that, also an extra trophy for winning the fastest lap. Then we can also get something from the pit pass as well. It's just a simple standard crate, but we'll see what the rewards are. Nothing that crazy here. Some suspension, some Magnussen, some of the rear wing, and some more Bottas. But I did promise there will be 4 races, and for the final race, 5-4-4 for the rival team score. So we have not really gotten lucky with these team scores. We're back at Bahrain then once again then for the final race. This time around, we'll see how this ends up. 26 degrees here for the qualifying. Is going to be sunny, so it is all about just pure momentum here. And as we come across the line, a very good qualifying from us once again here. As Sainz comes up P16, and we're using Russell once again. So let's see if we can get a bit of redemption with these guys again. And it's good starts for both of these guys. Russell gets a fast one. Sainz gets a solid, good one. So we managed to pull this off very, very nicely. Sainz in P12, Russell in P13 here, and these are looking very, very nice. And this time around, I think we can maybe pull off a 1-stop with Sainz. I did start him on the medium tires in case we do have to flip to a 2-stop, so at least we're staying aggressive right off the rip. Then Russell, though, is on a confirmed 2-stop, of course. He is sitting in P6 right now, absolutely flying off the line, starting P20. So it's 14 overtakes in 1 lap. Very, very good from the Breton driver as he makes his way onto the main straight there. And now transition to lap 3 here, where we are going to put Sainz on the soft tires. We could probably have made, again, a 1-stop work, but just to make sure we could pull this off, he is going onto the soft tires. You can see the rival is quote-unquote leading at the moment, but remember, our aggressiveness can pay off quite successfully if we can have a decent race here. Russell is on the medium tires at the moment because remember, we have to cover off the fact that Sainz is going to be pitting, and I know I said the soft tires. Apparently, I am blind. He is going onto the hard tires. We're going to be pulling off this 1-stop here. So ignore the fact of what I just said for the past 30 seconds. Don't ever listen to me, but we're back at it. So hopefully with this 1-stop here, we can take a lot of track position then. He is looking very good, 4.76 seconds and 4. Sainz then, Russell is going to be making his pit stop at the end of the next lap, lap 5. And here we go. He is coming down the main straight onto his pit box, and you can see Sainz is looking very good. He is leading both rivals, in fact, so it's not like we're lagging behind anymore. Russell will come out very, very nicely. He comes out on the soft tires just in front of the second rival. So now pretty much we can't confirm, well, not confirm, but we can almost guarantee a victory here. The rival did overtake us here, but as we turn onto the final lap for a quick hard transition there, the rival had to pit once again. So we confirmed a victory for us. So that's going to be 3 out of 4 wins for us. Very, very solid from us there. So that will help us push further towards Series 5. We should be almost there, and hopefully in Series 5 we can get some decent drivers there. So it's looking very good. You've already seen some of the Series 5 drivers. We've seen Alonso, we've seen Hamilton there in action, so we will see what drivers we can use. I mean, there are not that many great options. I think obviously Sainz and Russell are great options, but we could maybe use some of the other guys like Leclerc, Norris, or Verstappen, ones that have high quality stats, but that will be a worry in a future episode as we come across the line to win the Bahrain race compared to a rival. And, well, that's going to be it for this episode, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and if you guys did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for actually something very special.